Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the feature race at beautiful Belmont Park on Sunday. Race number 3. Let's take a look at the field for the Grade 3 Matron 2-year-old fillies. Only a field of 5, Mike Beer, 7-5 morning line favorite, the number 3. Happy Like a Fool, debut winner on dirt at Keeneland, then one of those Wesley Ward horses that tried overseas. She was far from embarrassed in 2 starts on the turf. Here she is back in North America, back on dirt.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's right. Far from embarrassed in her 2 starts over in Europe. Although, I don't know, I didn't think she ran particularly well in either one of them. I mean, I watched the replays of those races. To me, sort of never looked like she was going to win either one of them. She had the lead both times. It just wasn't good enough. Maybe she's good enough back on dirt, Dan. I don't know. Her debut was fine. She had good speed in that race. She won easy. It was not a good field of horses. She beat 11 other horses that day. In the 6 months since that race, the horses behind her are 2 for 42 combined. They cannot run at all. And now she's going to come back here and try dirt against some other horses who have speed. 7-5 on the morning line. She's all yours. I would never bet this horse.
But it appears she could be the speed of the speed, and I think our friends at Timeform US agree. Here's the pace projector. They do have the 3. Happy Like a Fool out there on the lead. Let's talk a little bit about the number 2, Take Charge Paula, who did nothing wrong in her first 2 starts sprinting, including winning a little stakes race at Delaware Park 2 starts back. I'm really interested in your take on the Pocahontas. I don't think that line is as bad as it looks.
No.
It looked like she was really taken out of her game when in tight entering the far turn.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't really want to. I wouldn't have held that race against her anyway, I don't think. But she did not have an easy trip in that race. I don't care about that race. I think it comes down to what do you think of her first 2? And do you think those 2 races make her good enough? And to be honest, I wasn't really sure, Dan. She only beat 3 other horses in that Monmouth debut where she got to the lead. It was a speed favoring track. Okay, she won that race. Nice, easy lead in that Delaware race, too. It just didn't seem like that much of a field behind her. I thought she ran fine in her first 2 starts, but I didn't think she ran great. And it's hard for me to envision her being on the lead in this race.
Pocahontas has produced 2 next out winners already. The 4 Valuable package. First-time starter for a low-profile barn. Took a smidge of money in the debut at Monmouth, and then just ran away from those horses. Only a 53 Beyer speed figure, and sure, you get to the lead in the rail at Monmouth. That's a pretty good place to be, but it was a very visually impressive performance, and now she steps up.
I agree with that. I thought it was visually impressive, even if it didn't come back that fast. To me, those races can sometimes be the hardest ones to evaluate. The 3 first-time starters in that field finished 1, 2, 3, and the horse with experience were just nowhere. But she looked good to me. She had nice, easy speed, never let that field into the race. I think she might be a little better than the 53 makes her look.
Tarawa needed $50,000 maiden claimers to win her lone victory to date on August the 3rd. Then they tried the sorority, and Pacific Gale won that race, an experienced horse for John Kimmel. That horse came back to just absolutely bomb in the Alcibiades. I'm not sure where Tarawa is from a class standpoint.
Yeah, I just feel like, they stepped her up last time. It didn't work out. Now they'll step her up. Not that this is going to be any tougher than that race, but it wasn't a good field last time. I'm not a big fan of this horse.
As we take a look at our selections for this race, our pick is the fastest horse in the race. The 5 Honeygram has run 268 Beyer speed figures. Faster than the rest of the field is run. Tough to judge. Happy Like a Fool, obviously. Won a Keeneland race with no Beyers in the 2 races overseas. Honeygram's debut was like most Rick Violette first-time starting 2-year-olds at Saratoga. They showed big speed, and she kept right on going, and she was flattered when the runner-up came back to win. Last time out in the Ontario debutante, they tried a synthetic surface with her. They tried to sit with her on the outside. I think she got uncomfortable when she was in between horses. It looked like she was trying to get out a bit on the turn. Then she dove to the rail and she finished. It was a good experience builder, I think, for Honeygram. And from the outside post, whether she makes the lead or not, it gives her Rad Ortiz the chance to control the race.
I agree with that. She has enough speed, maybe even to make the front, but even if she doesn't make it, you're right, she can just sort of sit out there, maybe in a good trip. And she ran fine on synthetic last time. I agree with your take. I don't think she loved getting in between horses, but she ran fine. I really liked her debut a lot. I mean, it's typical of Violet to have him ready to go, but it's not like, as opposed to some of these other horses, she just sort of strolled to the front in there. That was a wicked competitive pace, and she was just fighting off challengers the entire way, survived. Horses that ran 2nd, 3rd, 4th came from way out of it to pick up the pieces in there. Her debut was legitimately good.
And the horse that beat her last time out might have some potential. That was a first-time starter for Mark Casse that won the Ontario debutante.
Yeah, that's right.
And she came back to run 2nd in a Grade 3 with a 70 Beyer speed figure behind the big favorite Wonder Godot. We both like Honeygram in here. I'm going to go 5, 4, and 2. We'll try to beat the 3, Happy Like a Fool for Wesley Ward, the 7-5 morning line favorite. If you're playing the Belmont Sunday card from home, DRFTV.com. Please sign up to DRF Bets. When you do, you'll be rewarded with a $300 bonus. All you have to do is head on over to DRF.com/fall and use the promo code FALL300. Approximate post time for the Grade 3 Matron, the third race at Belmont on Sunday, 2:01 Eastern. Best of luck.